Welcome to part 2 of Lincoln Prep. The last video I managed to get, put the link up here again.
Yeah, pre-arc was on, the MOT is on.
Started flattening and polishing, got some paint work done, so we're getting somewhere. We're making decent progress.
I've got that tyre going, let that tyre down now so I can put it on that wheel there so that can go off the steer.
Whew. Lots to do, lots to do. But we're getting progress, which is good. See what we get done in this video.
Still got to get through, because I have decided I'm going to pull the auto lube off because it doesn't work, it leaks, it's making a mess. I'm going to pull the auto lube off and I'm just going to fit grease nipples through it.
So when I know it's greased and it works, because that doesn't work, it leaks, it's a mess. It makes a mess when it's working. If I just use grease nipples, I put the grease in and that's it. I know it's getting greased properly, which is good. That's a good thing to do. It's quite a common thing to do for people to pull the auto lube off, because after a couple of years you want to be checking the wagon anyway.
So I've got to take this tyre off, this wheel off, so I can put that one on.
Still got that hub to paint. Yeah, let's crack on. I'll put you on another time lapse so you can watch us struggling
with these tyres.
I got a little bit carried away. Got spray gun out again, doing the hubs and stuff, making them look a bit tidier. I've still got another coat going there. A quick spray over under here, but I took the front bumper off and now I'm going to give it a quick tidy up around there. I want to be careful because I don't want to paint the intercooler. So I've got another wheel on, put the bumper back on because I need to be away early tonight. I've got a little bit of paint and a brush. I'm just going to see if I can tidy that little bar up a little bit before I head off home, because you see that between the grill and the bumper, so just to make it look a little bit nicer. There we are, done. It's not perfect, in fact it's far from perfect, but it's tidier than it was. We all know, well, if you don't know, most of you'll know, if it was up to me I'd have it all ripped apart and sandblasted and stripped and painted all properly, but I don't have the facilities and I don't have the time. So, well, actually I've got the facilities. I've got the facilities to do that, but I don't have the time. That's the big problem. So I'm just in, I'm having my lunch, got my cup of tea. I want to get the steps off so I can get my vapour blasted up and looking lovely. That looks much nicer, doesn't it? It's far from perfect. In fact, it's pretty far from perfect, but it looks better than rusty. Look at them shiny wheels and shiny MOTs. Lovely. Just need to make them steps look lovely. But obviously they've never been, I don't think they've been out for a long time. They've got stainless bolts in mind, but they are ridiculously tight, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll come out. I'm not holding my breath, like, because the steps actually, because they're alloy, they corrode and expel onto the stainless bolts, so hopefully they'll come out. Hopefully. But wait, it's not going to be repaired and painted in time for Truck Fest, but if I can do that, make that look nice, it's just going to come to Truck Fest as a tidy wagon. It's not perfect. Don't expect a fully blown show wagon. It's not a fully blown show wagon. It's a wagon that's had a working life that I'm restoring. Bits and bats here and there. Stuff like scuffs. But it should be polished up. And she is tidy for a 26-year-old worked wagon. So 2 came out, 2 didn't. That one snapped, that one snapped. It's not into the steel, it's the problem, it's in the alley, because the alley corrodes and locks the bolts in. So what I'm doing is I've just got a tiny little drilling around it, relieve some of the pressure, and once it comes off, it's just drilling out the corrosion a bit so it can crack it off, and then that'll just come up and get a pair of grips or something, or easy out onto the old studs, which I can warm up. Step is off. You can see the corrosion. That's the size the bolts are the holes are supposed to be, so about 8mm, and they are smaller than 6. So yeah, that's off. I can get that out. I'm not worried about getting that out the door. In fact, look, that one's even loose. I can get that one. I was just with a pair of pliers actually. Like that. See, I'm not worried about get them out of that. It's getting them out of the alley, which is the problem. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to get this bottom step off, but the bottom step is onto these plastic. Got these plastic covers on, boxes on, step boxes I think they're called. Not sure. So I'm trying to get these off, but these seized in. They're Allen bolts. They're rock solid. Tried with me snap-on, good sharp snap-on Allen keys, and they're not moving. I can't put heat through them because the plastic's just there, like the plastic is underneath, and then the bolt through the plastic, and the plastic bolts through that or whatever. So what I'm going to have to do is going to try and have to drill the heads off. If I drill the heads off, then I can get the plastic off. Once the plastic's off, I can get the bolts out with heat and not have to worry about them. They're not going to come out. I've tried to snap them off. They're not going to snap, but the bolts being stainless are hard as the hobs of hell. So this could be a little bit of a mission, this bit. So there we go. That's had head drilled off. So now I've just got 4 more to do, and then I've also got to drill the corrosion out a bit. So change the plan a little bit. Instead of messing about trying to get them off in situ, there's 2 big bolts here. I can pull this all off in a oneer, both sides, and then take it at the workbench, stick it on the workbench and crack it on there, and not have to worry about getting the drilling and also past this carb pump. So I've got it off. That was a big headache. These are really awkward to get off, so but I managed to get it off. So get this plastic off, and I'll get them warmed up and just wind them out with a pair of grips or something. The bottom step is off. Dad's bit of blasting that for us now while I'm getting them apart. This is the top step, which surprisingly just came off, which is lovely. Woohoo! That's the one. That's the middle step. That's just bit of blasted, looking lovely, nice and clean. The outside of it. Look at that. That looks cracking. Like, how clean and lovely does that look? When you look at that compared to that, yeah, much better. The steps are blasted, as you can see. I've got these ones back on, and they look absolutely mint. Look at that. How nice does that look? That vapor blasting does do an absolutely cracking job of cleaning up the alley, like. Next job, because I can't actually get the steps on because I don't have enough bolts. There's 2 steps left to do. Dad's said leave them, he's going to do them in the morning because I think he likes doing that. He likes vapor blasting, he likes blasting. But I have just quickly blacked them up a bit, make them look a bit nicer again. I need to give this a wipe over, bring this back up again. But it just makes it look nicer when the steps are bolted in. But like I say, I can't get them bolted in today because I don't have the bolts. Right now I am on cleaning this wheel up because I got this wheel to put that tyre on and that wheel to put the rear tyre on to polish up now. So I'm in the middle of doing that. I've just got some 180 on to take the big knocks off because they've had a hard life, these wheels. And then I'm going to knock that tyre off and hopefully fit on this wheel if I get it polished in time tonight. And I'm going to be using this piece of kit, which is absolutely mint. I'll show you it when we get cracking on, but first let's get these big lumps knocked off. It's just a little bit of 180, knock the tops off. They're never going to be perfect wheels because they've had a hard life, as a lot of Alcoas have. Got it sanded, so let's get stuck in with the grinder and the flat wheel and make it nice and shiny. So that's very quickly first pass done on that bit there. Very, very quickly. Now it's still far from perfect, but for how quick that is, now I'm trying to do that one-handed, holding the grinder, holding the camera, making sure everything without it snagging up, which is really hard. But look at that, man. How good is that? Obviously you can still see some of the marks in, but that's first pass, super duper quick. It makes it really easy for pulling these wheels up for shine. And then you just finish them off properly later on. Still takes long enough, mind. but it's a lot quicker than trying to do it with likes of auto solo peak polish. That's what I finish them with. And how cracking is that? Well, the wheel's polished. Lovely. It's 9 o'clock. It's Friday night, 9 o'clock. Wheel is polished, which I am actually happy about. That's one of the jobs that I'm slightly worried about. I want to crack on, get them done, because I've committed to putting them on, so they need to be on. I might have a quick cup of tea, put that kettle on first, before I start swinging hammers and levers around. And just have 2 minutes, rest, well 5 minutes, I take count to 9 o'clock, while I make a cup of tea. Then get that tyre ripped off that one, and put onto that one. Hunky dory, man. Also painting the step boxes. They're going off. I've just canned them. I've been done with can. Nothing special. I did contemplate taking it all off and painting it all properly, and then thought, no, monkey, stay away. Monkey, go back in your cage. You're not taking over now. And also tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, at least half to most of tomorrow, I can't actually come down because I need to tile my bathroom. Me and Kimmy are busy tiling the bathroom. So yes, work a bit later tonight, and then come down and possibly work a little bit later tomorrow night. It's all fun and games. We all like to do this stuff to ourselves, don't we? There's one thing for sure, I made that a lot harder than it should have been. Whew! That was worse than I've done for a while. You can tell I'm tired as well. I made a proper ass of that. But it's off. It's off. Bugger it. Let's get it thrown on that wheel. So the tyre's on the wheel, but I can't get it to seat on the bead. What I'm going to do today is the main job. There's 2 main jobs that I want done, like priority jobs. Oil and filter, and water filter, because I'm counting out the same thing. So the filters and the oil, and the auto lube. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go outside, get her cranked up, let her run for an hour or so in the yard, just to warm her through a little bit. I'll put it on fast tick over. Sweet. That's just sitting running on fast tick over. That sounds good, that. So yeah, just leave it running on fast tick over for a while. Dad is down helping as well. Got the bonnet down to put the oil on it. It's been running about an hour. I just pulled her forward. We managed to get that tighter seat, me and Dad together. Dad's just going to fit that wheel now, that wheel and tyre for us, while I am going to dry and do the oil. Time to get under there. And we ratchet with 32. Let's go under here. Got me barrels. Let's get that cracked off. That's nice and warm. So, yeah. Ready, what? I've seen dirty oil, which is good. Be careful, because this is going to fill up very fast. Alright, that drain for a little while. I'll get rid of that one. I don't know what I'm going to do with that actually. I didn't think that far ahead. The old oil filter is off. It's a Baldwin filter, that's the Baldwin number filter. I've got given these off Mark Powell. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much indeed. The other is a set of Fleetguard filters, so I've got the oil filter, water filter, and the fuel filter. I might put the diesel filter in later. I know it's already had a diesel filter though, so I'm in two minds whether I do one. I've also, I forgot to get a new copper washer for the sump plug. So what I've done is I've taken the old one off and annealed it. If you don't know what annealing is where you get the copper washer, you heat it up till it's cherry red, glowing red, and you dunk it in water. And what that does is, all the molecules are moving around, going, bouncing around off each other, just like the needle gun is right now. Because that's needle gun in the back axle at the same time, so I can make progress. But they bounce around and bounce around, and what it does when you dunk it, it freezes them in where they are, which then essentially allows you to re-crush that copper washer. It's not recommended to do it more than once, but if you're stuck in an any pinch, you can do it with a copper washer. Woohoo! Before I start, first thing I'm going to do with the oil filter is obviously fill the oil filter, because if you look at that, that's going to take a couple of litres of oil, that. Take the size of a 2 litre bottle. So if you start the engine up with knee oil in that, it's going to take quite a while to wind that filter through. So I'm going to go and get the Morris oils, as always. Got some Morris oil. We'll get some of that poured into that. Pour some of that back into there. So, well, back in, I mean in. I've already brimmed it once. I'm just letting it soak down in it, the filter paper or gauze or whatever it is inside that filter. And then do that another time, and I'll throw it on the wagon. And then we can start putting oil in the wagon. We're getting there, we're getting there. I was kind of hoping to be home for 6 o'clock, and I don't think that's going to happen. That's primed up. Let's go and crawl back under there, throw this on the wagon. And I nearly forgot to say, I put some oil using the new clean oil around the seal of the filter as well, as you always should do. Run a little bit around it to help it seal up when you're putting it on. And get this wound onto the wagon. While I'm under here, I'm going to get this water coolant filter done at the same time. Yeah, it's that one there. And to me, that doesn't look like it's been changed for a very, very long time. Very long time. So that's why I want to do it. You don't need to do them, I don't think you need to do them as often as the other filters, but I don't know. If you're a Cummins man and you understand it a lot more than I do, please comment and keep me right. Yeah, I'm just lining the stop caps in, so when I undo it, it doesn't drop water all on my face. I really want to get somewhere that has a pit for a weekend. Let's see if I can speak to Lewis again or someone. Maybe after show season, maybe, or sometime, if I can get a hold of a pit, stick it over a pit and just bring up the needle gun, clean everything off under here and paint it up nicely. There we go, there's the dirtiness coming at the bottom of that filter. That has not been changed in a very long time. Very long time. That's been on there a long time, as you can tell. It's a Fleetguard filter. Huh. I do really like the Morris stuff. Really easy to deal with. British, obviously going in British Wagon makes sense. I like that. Once my guy Martin. The last thing I'm doing today is, while I've got the bumper off and it's a bit easier access, I'm just going to change the front fittings for the what was the auto lube to grease fittings. That's the one. Yep, 8th base P. So if anyone's wanting to convert to grease nipples, they're 8th base P. So this is one of the reasons, another reason why I'm changing it. So I've just taken that one out the bottom of the kingpin, and there's lubrication come out of it. Lovely, that's hunky-dory, great. I'm pleased there was lubrication there. I've just had a delivery of bits, shiny bits. Let's get this ripped open. I need a knife. I need a knife. Ooh. Ooh. Nut caps. Shiny. Piece fit. Oh, that's mint. Oh no, I can't get it off. Oh, that's a problem. I can't get it off now. I need to torque them up. Well, I'm in the middle of the day, but I'm waiting for a lot of parts to turn up. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get on to polishing this last Alcoa. It was Durabrite at some point, never been looked after. It's tired, so I'm going to have to, there's some hellish pits in it.
And I have to dig these pits out, sand all this out, and get it looking lovely and smooth before I can polish it. There's some work in this one, like, but it'll be worth it when it's done. At the minute I'm on prepping my old donut rings, step rings, wheel trims, whatever you want to call them. I call them step rings because I'm old school. And they used to be used as a step ring. So, quick lesson here. If you didn't know this, and a lot of people, I would have guessed, a lot of people won't know this actually. But if you look at old wagons, it's like old wagons, older than this, older than the F7. So like, old Aki borderers, what else? Aki borderers. B series ERFs had steps. A series ERFs, stuff like that. So the old wagons, like the 50s, 60s, 70s era, up to about 80s, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But what they did was, instead of having steps, they would have like, it'd be more like an American wagons where the carb like sits right in front of on the front axle. So you'd have, usually, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but from the ones I've seen and the ones I've been in, the Akis and stuff, they have like a step either here or at the front. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they had one step, and then the donut ring had like a checker plate on it, like a step plate on it, something like that, which you put your foot on and you climbed into the cab, hence the name step ring. I forgot I had my big tripod in the wagon, so that makes life a lot easier for filming stuff like this. So what I've done here is I've ripped the wheel down, as you might have seen, well, you will have seen in the video a few seconds ago. The state this wheel was in was awful, absolutely awful. And you might see that little shiny bit there. Can you see it? Yeah, that's what it's going to come out like. So what I've done is ripped it off with this on the grinder. Need that bit. To be honest, it'd be easier if this was a flexi back, but it's a hard back because I bought a hard back one instead of a flexi one back. 80 grip on the grinder. Went to 120 on a flat disc just to take them out a bit. It's still not perfect, there's still pits and scuffs and stuff in it. Don't have that much time when it's Tuesday, 4 o'clock Tuesday, and we are away to, well, last day here is Thursday. And then on this bit, I'm going to show you how I've been sorting out the, because this is Durabrite, it has Durabrite finish on it, but obviously it's been neglected and knackered. So what I'll show you now is, right, so what I'm doing now is what I've figured out works quite nicely. Got some 400 wet and dry, wet, and I'm just rubbing it. So you just feel when, like, you can feel when it goes through the coating. And it's a bit daunting at first, nerve-wracking, but honestly, the way I'm doing this, super easy compared to the old school ways of like Brillo pads and stuff. And I'll show you my tricks, just because I'm so lovely. So I've got the thing cleaned off. It's miles from perfect. Just a kneel down so you can see it's miles from perfect. But it'll come up with a nice shine and look nice. If I want to at some point, I might see if I can find another wheel to replace this one, because it is tired. It is really tired. Now I'm using the grinder with a Pro Max felt flap disc. Tell you what, I got this from metalpolishingSupplies.co.uk. Absolutely cracking piece of kit. This is mint, genuinely awesome. Same thing as they used on the MOT I. Brings it up lovely. So then once you've got your compound on, you just do a little bit of compound. Sorry for the noise. Are you ready? Look at that, man. How good does that look? For that few seconds, it's mint. It's absolutely mint for those few seconds. Like I say, I could have got it a lot better. And the better you finish it, the finer you finish it with the sanding, the easier it is to polish. But time frames I have, not feasible. So I'm going to crack on. I might stick it on a time lapse if the camera doesn't die.
and crack on and get polishing. Well, I've literally just finished. It's lovely. Not perfect, but it's lovely. Going from what it was 2 minutes, well, what would be 30 seconds ago for you, it's taken us 2 hours. What time is it now? It's 5:45. I started at 4 o'clock. So it's about 2 hours. 2 hours worth of work. Well, not including actually signing it out, but get a finish like that. Looking lovely. I'm grim, mine. So while I'm making me brew, let's go over some of the jobs I've done. I've already got a list like this written at home. Kimmy wrote it out for us on the mirror, so I can cross them off at home, but I haven't done it here. So this one is done, that's not done, that's done, that's not done, that's done, and that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done, that's probably not going to get that done, that's probably not going to get done, that's done, that probably won't get done, that's done, that's now done. Little caps. Yep, that's done. I haven't looked at that, I haven't looked at that, and I'm in the middle of that. So, to be honest, when you take them off, I feel much better about how much I've actually got done. I'm in two minds what I do now, whether I carry on with the interlube or polish the carb, because the weather is good. So if I can get time to polish that carb up, just give it a really quick going over, really quick, and I mean like really quick, with a big machine. I've got like an hour and a half just to rip over that with the big machine, give it a bit of shine, bring up the finish on it again, instead of being not nice. It's not bad, but it's not nice. I have got some shiny bits, so if I do have time, which I very, very, very highly doubt I will, I got some lollipops. Now I'm in two minds whether I run the lollipops. Now, do I run them there? Because I really like, ooh, actually, they would fit really nice. There, I kind of like them at an angle there. So I was thinking I can make a bracket that comes out to here and forward and then fits into there, and then the wires run straight into there. Or do I just run them down here on the bottom for the minute, get another set for up there another time, and to be honest, if I wire these in down here, it's more than likely I could actually get them done. So I pulled my polishing gear out, and now I'm going to try and get this polished today before I go home. It's now 7:15. Let's see how I'll crack on. Like I say, it's going to be super quick. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be shiny and white. So annoyingly, this side of the cab has got a load of green overspray on it. Spatters of green paint. So I'm having to wet flat the whole thing again. Well, not the whole cab, but just this bit. Anywhere those bits of green. I have to wet flat it off with some 2000. And then I can actually polish the thing up. So I've got most of the cab polished. It does look lovely. So I've got everything apart from the roof, a little bit around the windows, around the door handles where I'm going to have to do it by hand. And stuff like this. Around the bottom of the door checks, in here, because it's dirty. Bottom of the grille, but everything else, it's pretty much done. But it's 8:30 now. I was going to pack up at 8 o'clock and I got carried away. Well, at least most of the cab is polished. I just need to put my step rings away. I'll finish on them. Look at that, man. How lovely is that? Wait, I've just borrowed Natras's torque wrench so I can get these wheel nuts yanked up. I'll put it on time lapse. I'm just borrowing, this is not Natris, I'm borrowing this big tool. Now then. Are you coming to help us, like, use them big guns? When, just come on. Gates on up, there, hold on. Just come on, like. Got the new nut caps again on.
Chrome ones.
Aye. Blacky chrome ones, like.
Black and chrome. Blacky chrome.
Do you think it'll last that long? It is a Golf. So that's the wheels torqued up. What I'm going to do now, start her up. I'll send it around the estate a few times. Settle everything in. Because once it's settled in, I can, with new wheels on and stuff, I'll torque the wheels up again. But I'm going to stick you there because I'm going to do a couple laps. And I may get a bit, nice bit of noise videos and stuff out of that. I will say I'm really enjoying having the tripod because it means I can film easily and get on with what I'm doing instead of hand holding it. But, so the wheels are torqued up. Got them torqued up. I mean, been around the estate as you've just seen, and putting the wheel nut caps on using my plastic ones, which I got off eBay, and they're genuinely awesome. Look at that, they're pluggy, and they're like half the price or less than buying stainless ones. I've just nipped up the alternator belt because it was squealing on startup, so I just nipped it up a little bit. Them 221s, a 16 there and a 16, just cracked it off, winded a couple of turns just so it's taut, nice and taut, hunky dory, spotty dog. And now, what's the next job? There's that to do. I've got to grease these, that one, the kingpins and brake cam. So I'm just working, I've just put the grease gun on, I've greased the top kingpin and this one, and the other side as well, and the bottom kingpin. I just needed the bottom kingpin, but I'm going to show you what the grease gun is. So this is the best little invention I've ever bought for grease gun. Apart from, you're still minging, I was wearing gloves, and then that went out the window. What it does is, this is a little thing that locks onto your grease nipples, and it stops it. If anyone's ever used a grease gun before, the old school ones where you just push them on, you know how much of a headache they are. They never work. You're always fighting to hold them in place. I'm trying to do this one hand at a time. There we go. That's locked on. Also, it doesn't help as well that it's hitting the gear linkage there, like, but that locks on, and then you've got two hands to pump it if you don't have an electric one, and it doesn't spew grease out of here. It's lovely. Obviously I don't have two hands right now, but put some grease in that. Make sure she's lubed up for a nice easy gear change. I've got everything greased up, put some grease in the ball and socket, so that's all hug, nice and stippy dippy. I'm just undoing the fuel filter. I've just primed the fuel filter up. It takes about 1.5 litres of diesel, so it's worth priming them up. Just taking that one off. It was tight as something very tight, and that was hard work getting that off undone. It is a bloody good job I've done this filter. Look at the state of that. That looks like leaves. I think they are leaves. I was running that. That's scary. Bloody hell. Well, at least it's done now, so it's getting a new filter on it. Well, it's getting late. It's now about 9:15, and I've got the fuel filter done. The carb's back down. I've been checking it over. There's one last thing I want to do, which is get my side markers on the mirrors. Which is here, and run the looms from one loom from here, this junction box here, up here, back up here, up this door check loom here. This one, yeah, up there, through there, and it'll run back down into here and into here, so I can run it out the thing. And also, I had to think, should I run them that way? No, but if I run them that way, the wiring will run straight into the grommet. Right, it's now 10 o'clock, and I am packing up to go home. I've got the wiring looms in, so I've got the feed from this side to the side lights to the junction box. Got the junction box in, and the wiring loom wires, well, twin core, following all the wire along here. I want to put some conduit in, make it a bit nicer. It runs up here, along there, down the door check, and currently just runs into the car because I need to take a door card apart to get in. But that's a job for tomorrow. I'm not doing that at 10 o'clock at night. It's time to go home. So I'm going to try and get the brackets made for the side markers. So that's me bracket design. That's how I'm going to do it. So that goes up behind the mirror arms, between the door, sandwiches it, and then that slip is enough room for the wiring loom. That comes up like that. Gonna put it like that, lovely. So that's the idea for me bracket. I don't know if it's going to work properly yet because I've not tested it. Let's find out. It's going to go up there. Right. Something like that. Bang on, man. Look at that. That's cracking, that, isn't it? And the wiring will come straight out into the hole. Absolutely mint. I'm happy with that. Maybe there's a little bit of modification on the length and stuff, but once I get that one done, I can make another one. Well, I've got the brackets made. They're both made. I'll show you them in a minute. I've just painted them. They're drying. I'm on ripping the doors apart now, so I can get the wiring in. I really like to give myself a headache, don't I? Just about 3:30. By the time I get this done, that's going to take us to 4. I wanted a decent finish. I don't think that's happening. Busy just making me wiring them up, so I've got my twin core here. That one. Cut that up. Cut it this short. I've got some heat shrink doing there. I'm going to solder them together. And then that's going to run in through a cable grommet through my bracket, which is hanging up there. And then that's going to run through the door. Down the door, same down with the wiring loom for the heated mirrors. And then join somewhere on there. Well, it's the first bracket made properly and bolted up and wired up. Got me a bit of conduit, which runs to the door. Bolted up, cable grommet in there. I've also filled up the gap in there with some sealer, so it doesn't just fill with water. Because I did think that might be a little problem, so get this put on the wagon now. This has been a fun one. So the lights are on. The driver's door lock went apart as I had the door apart, luckily, so I fixed the door lock. But it is now 8:15. I'm on the way home. And God only knows if I'm going to get this video done. Genuinely, I don't know whether I'll get this video done. As much as I want to, I don't know if I can. I do not know if I'm going to have time. Because the problem is, the edit's going to take us, I reckon the edit's going to take us at least 2 hours. And the render's going to take at least 2 hours. Yeah, this is going to be great. Oh no. I forgot to print off my ticket. Oh, you bugger. You absolute bugger, you. I'll have to ask Jay to do that. I knew there would be something. It's Truckfest tomorrow. We're heading down tomorrow. So, I'll end this video here. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you if you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing, because I've noticed again, the growth has been quite good the last week or so. And can't wait for Truckfest. It's going to be a cracking video, cracking show, cracking video hopefully. cruise control for coasting. Save diesel, because I'm skinned. And I hope, and like I say, don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, thank you for the growth, because I have grown recently in the last few days, which is brilliant. Thank you very much. And I hope to see some of you at Truckfest. Ta-ra for now.